Hello Rob, how you doing? This is a little video of me showing you exactly what you'll be getting on Saturday with the H&H MA150, which I think is 150 watt. I'm not 100% sure, but it's a multi-purpose amplifier. It's a mixer amplifier, so you can plug a guitar, a bass, keyboards, mic up in instruments or vocals can all be run through the same device. But obviously you've got two outputs, so you can run them both to the PA, so you can have them just PA speakers, or you can run them through a guitar cab, which I'll show you now. Okay, as you can see, there's the unit powered up. I've got it on currently on top of my Marshall cab, which is an 8 ohm cabinet. So I won't be using the Marshall head, obviously. I'm demonstrating your soon to be H&H. Okay, so there's the power switch. You've got the presence and master volume, and there's a reverb, but I don't think the reverb is working at the moment. As you can see, it lights up a pretty funky blue colour as well, which is another good feature. It looks cool on stage. I'll demonstrate the lights off. There we go. Check that shit out. You can even read what the buttons are, what settings they're on. It just looks pretty cool. And sitting on top of a cabinet, I think looks awesome. Okay, as you can see, it's an old H&H, early 80s probably. They started doing these sort of things in mid 70s, maybe even earlier, some of the early ones. But it is basically, you've got your presence and your master volume, and then you've got 5 sets of channels, which are the volume, the bass and the treble as per normal. You've got a high impedance and a low impedance input, effects switch, and a reverb switch. The reverb, as I say, I don't think works, but if you can get it working, or it does work, then you use that dial there to set the amount of reverb. And there's an effects loop circuit in the back of the amp, so you can actually run a pedal out and then back in and then activate it with the switch. So you can turn the effect on for all the channels, or just 2 of the channels, or 3, whatever you choose. So it's quite good. So each channel obviously has got the same settings. High impedance is probably stuff like outputs from keyboards and things like that. And then I use low impedance, obviously guitar, like direct guitar. So, you know, straight, which is what I'm using now. You've got your low straight into your guitar. Okay, now just to give you a quick idea on how it's going to sound, obviously it's direct guitar straight into the H&H, clean sound straight into the cabinet, 4 speaker, 4x12 Marshall. It gives a very nice you see I've set the master volume to 4, so we're on 4 master volume. I'm in channel 1, and at the moment it's on 2, and the treble and balance are set at 0 or bang in the centre, and I'm in low impedance. And this is what it kind of sounds like. Let me just juggle the cam. Okay, and you can crank it up to like 5, turn the bass down, turn the treble up a little bit, and you'll get different sound. As you can tell, that's quite noisy actually. So I mean, I'm getting quite a loud sound, and I'm only on 5, so it's halfway there on setting 4. So it's got plenty of punch. You can get quite a lot of volume out of this thing, and the sound does, when you adjust these, I mean, if I turn the treble down, turn the bass up, you get a really warm, I mean, whoa, I mean, that's got some warmth behind it. Yeah, so I mean, if you're running it through a bass cabinet, if you've got a bass cabinet like 2x12, 4x12 bass, I'm pretty sure as long as it's over 4 impedance, so you need 4 or higher rated impedance on the speakers, then like overall, then you should be fine. Yeah, perfect for gigging really, and it's a small little head that you can just plug in at certain venues and off you go. And it's got it's an old circuit, you get an old sound out of it as well, quite an old distinct classic sound. So for rock music I think you're going to get a really good bass sound. Vocals, again, you've only got the standard jack inputs, but you can get like adapters to run normal XLR microphones into. I've got an XLR end with a jack end that you can just plug straight in, and so if you needed vocals, you can easily sort that out. I've turned the unit around. Pretty good. So it looks cool. As you can see, you've got your standard kettle plug input, bog standard shit, you know. And the output I've used, just the top output there. I mean, obviously if you're using like a proper PA, then you'll run 1 to each speaker. It's not stereo, it's all mono, but I mean mono's fine really. I mean, who uses stereo at a gig? Come on. So yeah, you can run that to the left, that to the right. If you're using it as a head, obviously just use one of the outputs, sorry. So I've just used the top one. And then you've got your reverb foot switch. So you can switch the reverb on and off of the foot switch if you wanted to. You've got your effects loop. So take an output from there, run it into your pedal, output the pedal, back into the return. Then you can use your foot pedal and have certain channels activated for the effects. You've got a slave output and an auxiliary input as well, so you can run something auxiliary wise into there. So it's pretty bog standard, but overall it's a nice little multi-purpose head unit really. You're quite welcome if you've got a bass amp. If you've got a bass cabinet or some speakers that you want to try your bass through. I wouldn't use it on mine, otherwise I'd say you could test it here, but I don't want to risk it on my Marshall cab. But if you've got your set of speakers that you wouldn't mind trying it, then yeah, give it a blast. But it's a nifty little unit. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Ta-ra, see you at the weekend. 25 quid, it's yours, bargain.